Today, on This American Dice, the magistrates aren't the only law enforcement game in town, and how will they deal with the locals who don't know them or trust them? What will the other magistrates think of Aji receiving a mysterious and valuable gift? What does the corpse-reading Untouchable have to say about the death of their predecessor? And finally, what will Ishi's reaction be to a major revelation by Taiyo? Find out if the Emerald Magistrates can hold it together or if they'll tear themselves apart today on This American Dice.
We see a city on a lush river surrounded by miles of fields of red poppies. Immediately around the city are green limestone walls. A group of traveling monks heads north toward the city on a main road. The monks are met by peasants along the way who offer alms in exchange for blessings and prayers. The camera flies towards Ryoko Owari Toshi, over its green walls and into the noble quarter. We see beautiful houses, a grand and imposing palace, and a foreign mansion that stands out among the traditional architecture. We pass over the north wall into the temple quarter where the city's population pays their respects to the fortunes, their ancestors, and countless other spirits. The temple of Amaterasu, the sun goddess, and the temple of Daikoku, the fortune of wealth, almost shine in the bright day. Moving west, we see the busy streets of the merchant quarter, crowded with vendors selling goods from all over the Emerald Empire, and even some from beyond. We cross over the Bay of Drowned Honor, passing fishing boats, cargo barges, and the pleasure crafts of the wealthy to arrive in the fishermen's quarter. As the name suggests, the docks are swarming with men and women unloading their catches, but they are joined by burly porters. The quarter is much dirtier, the buildings closer together and shabbier. We see two groups of rough men in an altercation. We head south, swiftly passing over the flat gray leatherworkers' quarter, the home of the Eta, the Untouchables. The only building that stands out is the city's crematorium, which belches forth thick, black smoke. When we arrive back at the river, we slowly float southeast to the licensed quarter. Calmly lit in the twilight glow of hanging lanterns, we see samurai patronizing fine sake and geisha houses. We see a man in a basket hat approach an open door as he is beckoned in by a beautiful geisha. Once inside, he removes his hat to reveal he was the monk from the beginning. Closing the door, the geisha looks at the camera and mouths, "Secrets." Ryoko Owari, City of Lies. Executive Producer, Jessica HBO. Hey folks, so just as a quick heads up, we decided to change up how the game works a little bit. We decided to award experience points based on whenever you fail a roll, you get an experience point. We also decided that at the beginning of each session, characters would say who knows their character best, and that person would choose a tenet of Bushido to highlight for that character, that if they completed or fulfilled that tenet of Bushido by the end of the session, they'd save a face or regain one face or heal one face damage, however you want to say it. That person would also automatically have their clan tenet highlighted every session. We decided that the clan tenets would be courage for the crab, courtesy for the crane, sincerity for the dragon, and duty for the scorpion clan. Let's meet our cast of characters.
Okay, I'm Brandon, and I play Ishi.
I'm Andrew, I'm playing Yugure.
Juan, I'm playing Kakita Aji.
I'm David, playing Bayushi Taiyo.
I'm Austin, I'll be playing the scenery.
So, well, is there anything else you want to see in this cave? We've got just a shot of one of your faces, and you hear that from off screen, and then a shot of like you that looks small, and like the expanse of the inside of this beautiful cave that has this like underground structure of a frozen waterfall, stalactite or stalagmites that look braided and like reach up almost like pillars. And there's a faint amount of light in here.
I think we left.
We're heading out already? All right.
You're off.
Yeah, and you guys are heading back down.
Grandma blanket fast.
You're back on your ponies, you're heading back to town. So, do you think, on these ponies, you're not galloping away, do you guys think that you would make this trip in a day? It's 15 miles. You could definitely do it.
Like, get there and then visit and go back in one day?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, maybe not that. Get to stay in the village overnight, maybe.
Is that what you want to do?
I assumed we would
suspended hideout.
make camp outside the town, but if you wish to return to the city or stay in the village, I am fine with that as well.
I definitely don't think we should travel in the dark.
Very well.
There's reports of ambushes, haven't you heard?
Yes.
So, I think sleeping is fine. It's more about comfort. Unless that rock, in the shape of a pillow, is really comfortable. I mean, I'll try it. You can say it is.
I believe you, but if you're lying to me.
Alright, so do you guys then just make camp outside the village?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
Camping out.
Yeah. So, you guys make camp outside the village. Nice and easy. Alright. So, earlier that day, meanwhile, we have you guys with Ample, and you're
Tricked him into being our intern.
kind of. So you have to go
Yeah,
south.
we did. No, this is
You
not
have to
kind
go-
of.
You have to go south.
It's for exposure, Ample.
Yeah, through the fisherman quarter. My name's Ample, not
think-
Sample.
Think about hiring you.
So, I
This
thought
isn't
of
a
that one
promise.
yesterday.
Nice.
You guys have been gone for an hour. So, you guys are going through the fisherman quarter, and the fisherman quarter is...
Disgusting.
it's pretty gross. It's very crowded. It's full of fishermen. It is full of like huts and shanty places, as well as like legitimate structures and houses and that kind of thing.
They're all made out of fish.
Yeah.
Oof. Just gross.
There are a few things that you notice in the fisherman quarter. Aside from just the people here are a lot like rougher.
Really sad people around here. Sorry. Stupid
So
ass
coarse.
jokes.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if you should have to roll for this.
What, to find him?
Or no, because you can go to the leatherworker quarter for sure.
No, I meant to find...
To find like
eyebrows.
to get more of like a heads up on what you're encountering around here. But
I'll roll. We'll roll sagacious. It's never been a problem before.
go for it.
You
Sounds
wanna
like
roll?
a read a
I rolled
situation
sagacious,
roll.
but I'll do it. I'll roll this.
First roll of the night.
Ooh, it's a 7.
7.
Just barely.
Not terrible.
Well, just barely.
So you got. So like I said, you're heading on through this. Very crowded. In times where you go by the docks, they are very busy. There are indeed just a lot of fishermen here who are bringing in fish. You also see probably the servants or peasants who are bringing fish in, not just to and from on like boats, but also like back through the city to the other parts of the city.
So what should we be on the lookout for?
There seem to be a good number of those firemen, probably more than you saw in the other quarter, and these firemen look much more rough. You see one group of Kajinin or Kanjinin who are wearing they carry horns with them, almost like a little like bugle.
Okay.
And you notice
Each
like
of their fingertips.
yeah, exactly. They have a bugle on each of their fingertips, and they pretend to have claws. No, that's not it.
That can't be that.
They seem to have like bugles that they carry with them, and they also seem pretty like big, beefy guys. Like a lot of these guys look very rough. Like you're like, oh, these dudes look tougher than that other group of guys who are all about like, we're real muscular. We're called the strong arm firemen. And then
Even bigger arm.
yeah,
Gang.
so thick rope-like veins, and
Jesus
where
Christ.
and you learn that they're referred to as the Moment's Edge firemen. And I don't know how you learn that. You maybe
It's like a bridge or something, right? A Moment's Edge bridge. Is that a thing?
It might be. I'll have to double check.
It's L16.
But so there's another group that, as you head farther south into the quarter, into this area down here, called the. I'm sorry, it's the Crab Caves. Before you were in the.
Crab caves.
Oh no, you're in the Crab Caves the whole time. So instead. So, as you're looking around, you see a lot more of these firemen. The firemen that you see are not the Moment's Edge firemen who are known for carrying these horns, but instead you see a group of Kinjinin called the Fire Eaters. And the Fire Eaters are the...
I think a little bit of fire leaking out of their noses.
yeah.
They're all dead.
They're all wearing... They're all wearing usually like scarves that have like flames like embroidered on them or that kind of thing.
So they're a bunch of fashionistas, I see.
And they look, all these guys look very tough, and you see a lot of them. And almost all of them are always like, every dock you pass, there's like at least a few of them hanging out at every dock. A place that theoretically would be unlikely to catch on fire. So you think one thing that you should look out for here is there seems to be a lot more...
a lot more gang members around there.
Yeah, there's just a lot more gang members who seem to have a lot more possible gang members who the other possibility of their legitimate job seems to be not really there. Now, if you look at the area that's not directly next to the docks, that does seem like a fire trap. So it makes sense that there's a lot of them there, but a lot of them are hanging around in spots where you're like, weird that they'd all be there, kind of a thing. So. Yeah. All right.
But it's concerning.
Seems suspicious.
So, I thought you guys were in the northern part. You're actually in the southern part.
Oh, trying to
So,
find eyebrows.
closer to
The leather
workers' quarter.
The Leatherman.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So, you'll probably have to go through the Wretched Gate. And the Wretched Gate is the gate that... Oh, the Moment's Edge Bridge. Good job. The Wretched Gate is the gate that separates the Fisherman's Quarter from the Leatherman's Quarter. Leather Workers' Quarter. Okay.
There's two bridges on the map. So
Right.
it's a 50-50.
One of them is the lover.
I didn't even see the second
Bridges
bridge when I
on the
saw it,
numbers,
so
you got it.
I just got lucky.
So, like the Fisherman's Quarter, this part of town, so as you head through the Wretched Gate, which, should I describe that gate?
Is it disgusting?
It's not disgusting. It's not like, oh, this gate's made of shit.
Okay, I just want to know. I mean, we're in a pretty nasty part of town, so.
It's a real stinker.
Don't people, like, live here? Like,
Yeah,
they
there are
literally
people...
shovel shit for a living?
Yeah,
Is
there are
that-
and they are literally actually called stinkers. Yeah.
Shit, people. I think that's what they're called.
There we...
That's the Edo, right?
Yeah.
The Edo of the Untouchables? Okay. I just wanna
You
make
got
sure
it.
I understood exactly what was happening here.
Alright, so...
Untouchables shit. Okay, got it. Understood.
Okay, can't find this thing, but whatever.
It's alright. I don't really look at the gate as well.
So, like the Fisherman's Quarter, this part of town has a distinctive smell. In this case, it comes from all of the human refuse that's hauled through the area day in and day out.
Yeah.
Every day of the year. Alright? So...
Except for on the day of no pooping.
Oh, yeah, that day they're good.
So...
The next, it's the next day. You're fine. Take the day off.
Right.
So, the Leatherworkers' Quarter is actually technically outside the city walls.
Alright.
Yeah.
So, when you guys come through, there are Thunder Guard who are guarding the Wretched Gate, and they kind of see you guys and they bow, and they kind of are like, "Oh, Matt, are you guys wearing your badges?"
No, I think we weren't, right?
I feel like maybe we weren't. I don't really
Yeah,
remember how we
kinda-
did it. Yeah, we weren't, and then we just showed what's his name.
I feel we
Okay.
looked like samurai, but not Emerald Magistrates.
Yeah, that's what was going on.
Okay.
I'm still in armor, so you can
Yeah.
just know.
So-
like,
Yeah, one of the Thunder Guard is like, Samurai Sans? Hello? And he just kind of says that as like a, hey, what's up?
Good day.
Good day. And he's kind of waiting with the. So what's going on? How can I help you?
We. Go ahead.
We're just looking for an Edda by the name of Eyebrows.
Oh. We could probably get one of the kids to go get him.
And I think I'll look through the gate. It probably would. Is it like an open thing or is?
Yeah, the gate's open.
So I can kind of see what's going on there.
Yeah, and it's almost all the houses are one store. The buildings on the other side are one story. It's kind of like clay ground. Very plain.
That sounds fine to me. I'll say that to you.
To have a kid go get him? Alright. So do I need to like toss a coin at a child so he'll go?
Yeah, I think one of the Thunder Guard is like, you there, boy, or just you there. Go get somebody from the crematorium.
Oh, can we see the crematorium from here?
Yeah.
Stone
Yeah, you probably could.
crematorium?
It's the
We just go there?
the marble slab. Oh fuck, that's a good name. So, or the cold stone or marble slab. Yeah, either of those works.
It's real good. The creamery.
Yeah.
Let's go to the creamery, guys.
There were folks that failed out of mortuary school. They were like, what am I going to do? I have to use grandma's mix-in recipe. Anyway. So, yeah, you can see it, I'll say, just for the sake of it's easy to spot, it's in operation, and so there's always, like, some smoke belching out of it.
Gross.
Yeah, it's the only structure taller than a story. I'd say it's only probably like 2 stories, and then it's got the smokestack that's taller
Some
than
city
that.
of stories.
Right,
I made that joke
exactly.
already. Happening.
City of single stories.
Hey. Such a bad joke.
Wait, it's burning now? Is that always the case?
Yeah, it's burning
For
bodies.
our purposes of it being like a
Oh, just
thing.
for a dramatic thing.
Yeah, that is the idea that it's the only crematorium in the city.
Oh, those 3 buildings just burnt down yesterday. That could be part of it.
Maybe some people died in that. We never discussed it.
Well, I just don't finish.
Oh no, now I have to sing the whole song. And cut 15 minutes later.
Nailed it.
So yeah, should we just wait for this child to go get the worker, or should we just go there?
Yeah, is there,
Do you don't want to
is there anything that we really need to investigate here?
Maybe we just want to talk to the guy. If somebody's going to go get him, then we don't really need to head over.
Yeah.
So I think this Thunder Guard's maybe a little nosy. He's like, oh, did someone pass?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, they did. It's a
So-
great tragedy for the
He's
city.
like, oh, sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Condolences. They'll be out. The kids are pretty quick.
So are they on the city side of the gate?
They're technically out. Yeah, they're on the city side of the gate, or maybe they're even just like hang out in it, like in the doorway of it and around it.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of problems with Edda coming through this gate?
No, they're usually pretty quiet. Just make sure nothing weird goes on. Just formality in case anything happens.
There's a lot of crime happen right around out here.
It's like not that I noticed.
There's no reason to be suspicious of this guy, is there?
I mean, you could roll on that.
Okay.
Sure. Sounds like you want to read this dude.
Read the dude.
He's covered in bumps. You're gonna have to feel him up for braille.
Oh, that's not good.
That is a 6.
That is a 6.
Hey, experience.
Hey.
All right. So he's like, no, not a lot of crime. They're usually pretty quiet, keep to themselves. Got a man every gate though.
Of course.
Makes sense. It's desperate enemy could make their way through that quarter, it's probably a good idea to keep someone posted here.
Sure. Plus the shit's got to go out somewhere, right? I'll say as you are saying this, like an Ada comes by, like with like a cart of shit, like just like a small wheelbarrow, and it's covered in like a blanket, but you know what's under that blanket. You know what's under that piece of.
And so do the flies.
Yeah, yeah, for real. It's Fly City.
The city of many names.
And the city of flies. And this low-hanging fruit, which is also
Fruit
appreciated by flies. Damn it. All right, so I think the Ada comes by and kind of like bows. But when the tries to like walk in between you guys, and I think the dude like takes his club and like pokes at him and is like, "Hey, come on, we're having a conversation." And so he has to like go off to the side and kind of wait.
Okay.
Jesus. All right. Do the fire eaters do a good job around this town? Is there many incidents with them?
He's like, "You guys," and he looks the three over and he's like, "You guys looking to You guys own you guys work down here? You guys have somebody who works down here?" That's what he'll say. You guys have someone who works down here.
Is he talking about the leather?
In the fisherman's quarter. They'll like motion toward it.
Not
Where's
Not as much.
Flesh Eater's house? What was his name?
flesh eater. Lean meat?
Maybe flesh eater. I'm like, what?
It's close.
A little
Come on.
close.
Gotta give me a little bit of leeway with these names, alright? Ling Meat's place is in this area, right?
I think so.
So
That's your
we'll
awesome.
say yes.
Lean meat is in the fisherman's quarter, right? You guys were
I'll say
just
yes.
there. And in fact, he's actually in the southern part closest to this.
Then yes, I'll say totally 100% yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
We have a man who works down here.
So
Not technically a lie.
is your guy new to town?
No, but
We're actually the new
we
guys.
are.
Oh. Well, if you talk to him, he'll probably know him and can make sure everything's smooth. They'll take care of your guy. Don't worry about it.
Oh, I see.
Alright, good to know. I'm just like looking around I'm just like looking past them for for what's his name.
Okay.
And I'll probably say, we can let this Ada through, sure, as we wait. I think Taiyo's just like, this smells so bad, get this out of here.
So once you guys are kind of like through like having a conversation and you can move off to the side, then eventually he goes through the gate and brings that back through there.
He's like 78 years old.
Yeah, he does look pretty old.
With his little shit cart. Okay.
And yeah, eventually the kid comes back. With a man, also who's older, and who kind of he gets on his knees and bows and is like you've need someone's passed. You've need of me.
Yes, we were actually hoping to ask some questions about someone who had passed a while ago, who you had looked at before.
Oh, well, I've been working here for a while.
She was passed within the past 2 months. Are we like right next to the guardstone?
Sure.
Should we like take this somewhere else?
Oh, he's probably not allowed in the city, right?
No,
Or is it? I guess on our business we can do it, right? It's like, is there? So it's all like warehouses and fish barrels here.
No, there's
there a place, like, to
houses
sit down?
too. Yeah, and there's like sake houses and all kinds of stuff. Plus, you can just find a random spot to sit down.
Yeah, I guess let's just take
But,
like a sake.
Like they'll say like where did they pass? They passed a while ago.
What was the name of the gate? Tuan, what was the name of the gate that what's her name passed at?
You mean Naratokai?
Yeah, there was the name of a gate she passed right next to some gate that was near the top of the city. I still remember the name.
He was killed. It's in the back of that.
Yeah.
The details of his death were at the back of that.
One more page. One page less.
So, but all right. I'll say pretty quickly you realize this isn't the person you're looking for. This isn't eyebrows.
He's got shaved eyebrows.
His eyebrows are unremarkable.
Shit. No, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Because the dude didn't ask the kid to bring it a whisper, of course.
It's like, and what is your name?
Little Gate.
Little Gate?
I'll say, I'm Junior. My father was Senior. You can see how important I'll be. I'm Junior.
We were looking for a man by the name of Eyebrows. Do you work with him?
Oh, he works at the crematorium as well. And I think one of the guards is like, oh, so you didn't have somebody just pass. What's going on?
We've been looking into Tokuga's death. And we've been led to believe that this man knows something about it. That he talked to somebody or something. We just have to ask him a few questions, that's all.
Neither you guys are Crane. Or neither you guys sounds like a Crane.
That's true.
Yeah. Yes. In fact. Correct.
What's the deal? What's the deal here?
She was much loved by all. They're just unsafe in the city now that an Emerald Magistrate has been killed.
It's like, well, we got plenty of Emerald Magistrates now. And we're here guarding this gate. Yeah, so, listen, you're fine. Don't worry about that. If somebody actually passes away, send somebody to get one of these characters to do what they've got to do. But you guys don't need to come here and trouble yourselves with this stuff.
Oh, it's no trouble to us. We've already made the journey.
Yeah, we're already here. We might as well stick around to see the conclusion.
So this guy's pretty annoyed. This guard, and he says, "Why don't you guys head back to wherever you're staying? Go get yourselves a drink. Let these people be the ones who are full of shit."
What's the sheriff's name again?
Yogo Sako.
Well, yeah, I guess we'll have to tell Yogo Asako that her directions were incorrect then.
And he says, "Yeah."
And who could I tell her directed us elsewhere? I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah. I think he just. He's like, "Listen, I guard this gate, and I'm telling you guys to move along, do whatever else you got to do, and."
No, of course. We just wanted to know who to sing praises of when we go back to Yogo Osako. That's all.
Good cop, bad cop.
That's what singing praises means here. Singing praises is real bad.
Yeah. And yeah, he's just kind of looks at you, and he looks at Ample, and he looks at you, and says, "What's your game? What are you trying to pull here?"
Just want to talk to Eyebrows. That's all.
And he's real weirded out by this. And I think he motions over for some more of the Thunder Guard to come over from another thing. Yeah.
We've put ourselves in a pickle, haven't we?
I wouldn't want to, for you to get in trouble, I think, if you just let us continue our job and you continue yours. I don't understand.
And what's that job, pal?
To talk to this Edda and hear his testimony.
Ooh, I think that's where you got to. I think you're making a manipulate roll.
That's what I was aiming for.
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
So, I feel this doesn't really connect with sex or vice, but I'm winking real hard.
Yeah, I don't know if it does.
Excuse me.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, this is good.
Oh my god. It's another 6.
You get an experience?
Another six?
DJ!
Hey, one more
I'm
night.
gonna have to kill some Thunderguard now, DJ, or flash my badge. One of the two. Show them we're cops, or...
Yeah, I think that those
Chase these
guys.
out.
I think those guys were closer than you thought they were, and so like another group of these Thunder Guards. There were just like 2 or 3 of these guys there before.
He was
And
riding
now-
on my back this whole
Yeah.
time.
No one expects me. I'm as quick as thunder. God, it all makes sense. So yeah, maybe like 3 or 4 more of these guys show up, and
So there are 2 to begin with.
so let's say there's 6 of them total now, and so they're kind of just looking at you guys, saying like, basically saying like, you guys, like get out of here. You're going to be in serious trouble.
Show our badges. Should we show our badges? I mean, this is a pretty bad start. Maybe we should just not. I don't know.
Yeah. I guess I'll say this.
Because
We
that
can
made
do
a
this in
really
character.
shitty impression.
Be like, well, maybe we should come back another day. Ishi.
I didn't think the Thunder Guard would be such an impediment to discovering the truth about the death of one of the city's most admired individuals, but I guess it is what it is. I'm like looking at this man real hard
And he's
as a
like,
giant person.
Yeah, like you leave that to us.
Well, perhaps we should come back another day then. What do you think?
I guess we'll leave.
Well, Taiyo's leaving up to you.
No, I think we'll probably leave. I don't really want to be connected to us being like a bumbling fools. And we've kind of fucked around in this corner because this man's super aggressive for no reason.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah.
Okay.
We'll just fucking like walk away, and then
Cool.
our bros will come there later and be like, "Who wanted me?" Nobody will be there.
Well, that's fine. I don't need shoes anyway.
Yeah. And yeah, you see you guys kind of walk off, and Ample, who like waddles with you, is like, "Where are we going now?"
Is there another way out there?
You guys could
Ample?
leave. I would say he doesn't go there regularly, but you could read a situation roll.
Alright.
Nailed it.
Well, already that's enough to pass, but
True.
Unless you roll a negative on the other die.
Hey, there you go.
that's,
Nailed
that's
it.
a 10.
Oh, it was a positive.
I guess
That's a lot.
3. All right.
What is the best way past these annoying guards?
So you want to know the best way past these annoying guards.
Okay.
So aside from just like fighting them,
Okay, yes.
you could go through the fisherman's quarter, back out through another one of the gates, and make like a longer schlep around back out this way.
It's pretty schleppy.
It's pretty schleppy.
Or show these guys your badges.
Yeah, I see me already fucked up.
Or
myself.
fight these 6 men.
So many options.
Yeah.
That's not a great option.
So those are your best ways into there. If you got any other questions.
Wearing our badges. Anyway, we should just be doing that.
Now, if this was a situation where you guys had been the magistrates for a lot longer, these dudes would all probably know who you were.
Yeah.
I think at the moment it's like, who the fuck are you?
I know. We're like, we're investigating. Who
Did
the
you-
fuck are you?
Did you ever see the movie In the Heat of the Night? There's a murder in a small southern town, and they immediately arrest the only black dude they find, who it turns out is a cop sent from a city to help them investigate stuff.
That's exactly what just happened, yes.
Anyway.
Not really any other real questions here.
All right.
That are like worthwhile for this, because like I can't ask them later.
Remember, you can get +1.
If you have some other questions, I could try to answer them that way.
What color underwear is he wearing? And if you act on that later.
That's my best way into his underwear.
No, I don't really know anything else to ask.
Okay.
The time was kind of wasted, not gonna lie.
No problem.
Oh, just ask him anyway.
I just don't know what the fuck.
Who was your first love?
That's the best way into his heart.
Yeah. Is the guard that we were talking to? Is the one in the city? Who's in control here? Was it that guard?
Oh, I would say
Can I just go above his head?
in this scene, it seems to be that guard. Yeah, so either if you're a military man, these guys all are of the same rank, so the odds are it's probably just like he is the gate,
Yeah, he's just
the commander, or the person at the gate who you happen to talk to. He doesn't seem to have any kind of official. He's got one extra little pip on his collar that indicates that he's more important.
That's another option. We could go tell an actual officer. And be like,
He seems
"Hey,
he seems to be in charge just because of the
gate."
Yeah, he seems to be in charge just because of the mood of the situation,
Yeah,
where people are like, "Huh, Jerry, who's saying stuff?
Yeah,
This
that
guy."
makes sense. That makes
It's
sense.
that kind of deal.
Just saying. There's the fourth option. We could just humiliate him.
Told you to ask about his underwear.
So yeah.
But yeah, so
So Taiyo.
in the situation right now, that person seems to be in charge, but only in this is the mood of these guys feeling something's up here.
We could get an officer to help us through this gate, or we could, I guess, walk around. There's bound to be another gate along this wall.
I'll defer to you.
Let's go talk to an officer. Let's go find somebody on a horse.
All right, so you go and just look for another Thunder Guard.
But one that looks important and is on a horse. Just a man who looks like he's an officer.
I'm looking for a man with a horse. All right. I kind of want to bring you guys back into the same time zone because this is occurring before their events. Time zone, but same
We could just walk
similar
around.
stuff.
We could just walk around.
I would say that you
bring us
guys
into the time zone.
eat a day looking for somebody to talk to, and then I'll give you this piece of information after you eat this day.
What gives this information of talking to eyebrows? 'Cause I traded a day for that because that's pretty much what we're going to end up doing.
I was
It's just whether
actually
we
just going to
actually-
give you more information about the scene that you just encountered and the situation with the edit in general.
We could just walk around. That'd take a day to get to eyebrows, pretty much.
Not even that.
Not
But-
really, but I mean, kind of. To bring us in the same time as these guys. 'Cause that's pretty much the end result.
Maybe the guy you end up finding is out at this village.
So these guys are gonna sleep in. I'll say you wander around. You eventually run into another Thunder Guard, and when you're oh, we wanted to go in here, especially if you identify, it's we want to go in here, and even before you identify yourself, why would you want to go in there? Is the constant response that you get.
Maybe we should go around.
You think we should just go around? Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like if we
feel
walked
now
into a
kind of
guy and we got
suspicious.
rebuffed,
But
we'd probably just go around.
the big thing is, we'll say just send somebody for him. He'll come to you.
Yeah. I guess we could just do that. I don't know why we have.
Why bother going in there? That place is disgusting.
This is true.
And he almost had, if he was in our society, he would be would you rather have the garbage man come and take your garbage, each day, or would you rather go to the dump every week and dump all the stuff there yourself? That's disgusting.
Yeah, that was correct.
And so, yeah, he's like the premise that you would go there is unfathomable to this officer. He's just like, what? Just send someone to get him.
This does make sense. We do have like people who
He's even, in fact, weirded. I'll say he's even like a little like he's like he even keeps saying just to go get one of them.
That's what we're doing.
Right. Well, he's like, oh, just send someone to go get one of them.
He doesn't understand we want a specific guy. They're all the same. That's the thing that's going on.
So, but yeah,
Just send your fucking bodyguard. Just send. Don't you have a person? No, don't you have a person or not?
Oh, he's
I guess we
handmade?
could just say ample. Like he's retarded, but he could probably do it.
Is Amble a peasant or
Ample's a Ronin.
Okay, so he was a samurai.
So
Oh.
he might also be like the illegitimate, like the bastard son of a samurai who wasn't recognized, but people are like, this guy is a samurai and seems to be able to fight enough to back that claim up.
So he also
Kind of a thing.
He'd be not super incognito. I guess we'll just have to send some random ass dude.
Yeah, I guess
We have
should we just do
courtiers and
that?
shit at the base, right? At house.
Yeah, you have just servants. Like you could just send like a
Yeah,
maid
that's
or
what I meant by
a servant.
courtiers.
Yeah.
I don't know why I said courtiers. Cause
Are we able to just-
something in this game?
Like the first peasant that goes in the street, like, hey, do this thing for us. We're
Yeah.
samurai, asshole.
As magistrates, definitely.
Yeah,
You could
just-
order a person to do that, but it'd be tough to like keep up with them. Your servants, it would be very easy to be like, do this, and then have them come back here.
Sure, let's do that.
Okay. Yeah.
However long that
Somebody
takes.
So that seems like
bring
the
him back to
easier
the
thing
house.
of like
I don't know why we
infinitely
didn't think
easier.
of this.
You guys wake up. It's a beautiful scene as the sun Amaterasu rises in the east, possibly a little bit over some of the foothills, over the village itself. It's nice out here.
Yeah, that's good.
The terrain is a little rough. The climate is nice enough. It's a little cool in the morning. It had been cool that evening, but pretty soon it's like a light cloak or whatever it is enough to head in, to head back towards the city.
All right, let's go.
So the two of you wake up, and you just head back into town.
Yep.
Sounds good to me.
We
You-
came to see if the caves were good for like setting up a
A bandit hideout.
bandit hideout, and we found out that there was no bandits.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think we just
It's a terrible hideout.
got
Sounds
there,
good.
learned what we need to know, and go back.
Okay. As you head in, you head back towards the city, and of course, from a distance, the big thing that you can see is all the poppies, all the poppy flowers in bloom, and they're mostly red. I don't think poppies are all necessarily red, but we'll say all of these are. And so, for like acres and acres and acres around the city, huge amounts of land is just devoted to raising poppies.
Any farmers?
There are farmers off in the distance. There are some people who are like taking care of those, like tending more to irrigation, kind of trench irrigation. I think that's what it's called. Kind of like taking care of that. There are some folks that are
Fertilizer.
possibly laying out like fertilizer or that kind of thing. But
Some of them are just making it fresh, cropping it.
possibly. And you head back towards the city through one of the more northern gates, probably into the merchant quarter, even possibly onto the main gate, the road once hidden, or Mountain Goblin's Rest Road. And
Mountain Gobbler.
yeah, the Thunder Guard are there. Are you guys wearing your badges?
Yeah.
All right. They greet you and welcome you to the city.
They have to salute us, right?
Well, they definitely bow. And yeah, you head back in through the merchant's quarter, and you guys head back to the magistrate residence.
Yeah. I don't know. What else? Maybe it's my day to sign travel report quests. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you, I think when you get there, when you get back to the magistrate residence, there's a commoner, and they're dropping off like a huge cask, like a giant wine cask of sake. Oh no, they're just a huge, giant wine cask, and they're dropping it off and like talking to one of the servants at the magistrate residence. You get back, and they're kind of discussing this with the servant as you guys approach.
Yeah, I'll take interest in that and stop next to them and ask, what is the purpose of this cask?
Who are you asking? Your servant or the person delivering it?
I don't know if there's a proper way, but I just figured I'd interrupt them and kind of ask both.
Oh, sure. And I think your servant is like, "Oh, this is just arrived."
From whom?
And the other guy says like, "Oh, well," and he bows and he's like, "Oh, it's a gift."
From whom?
And he says, "Oh,
A gift.
yeah." And
I interrupt.
yeah. He kind of like he says like, "Well, it's from," and you interrupt.
Yep. Because I noticed you guys asking too many questions.
He kills you.
Oh, I got this, Yugure.
It's a gift for you?
Well, it's not really a gift. It's on loan because I had this idea that we stage an ambush for bandits by masquerading as merchants.
Isn't this just
Leaving
like
the
the
city.
sake that he got bribed with?
Oh.
This barrel's empty, right? I asked the guy.
And he says, he's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. This barrel isn't empty."
What is inside?
And he's like, "Oh, it seems like it's."
I wanted to play it. I wanted to be like, "Oh, just the world's finest sake."
He's just like, "Oh, it seems. Oops, this is full of sake." Yeah, I think that's what the guy
Oh,
says,
well.
and he's like, "Oh, oops."
Oh, sake? Guess that makes our disguise more legitimate.
Oh well.
So the greatest weakness of the largest volume is but a single crack, and then I'll move to puncture a hole into the barrel. Look, I'm helping.
I'll say it has like
I love this.
it has like a bung that you could like open up. Like a.
Do you just let him do this?
Yeah.
Why
Jesus.
are you poking a hole? The glory hole?
You wished it to be empty?
No.
That's what you said.
So do you? Yeah. Is that
I
what
wanted to
happens?
give an opportunity to be interrupted. But someone wants to grab my hand or something.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll stop you.
Oh, I misunderstood.
No.
He's like, "Oh well. I apologize. I'm sure there's empty barrels for you. I'll have those right away." Bows.
We'll keep this one, though.
And he's like, "Oh, of course." And away this guy goes.
Perhaps we should keep discussions of our plans inside the magistrate building. But I would be interested to hear what role I have to play in the ambush.
Sorry, it's been a while since we've seen our other teammates.
Yes. You can discuss your plan at the next meeting in the common room. And then I'm just going to
Our RA is having hot dogs.
I'll have my servants take care of this barrel. Why don't you go meditate?
Oh, man.
I meditated much before you woke this morning.
I didn't know. Your role seemed undisturbed.
Alright, do you guys just call eyebrows to the magistrate residence?
Yeah.
Oh, to the magistrate office? Sure.
Why not?
Sure.
Would that be a big problem?
No, I would say when he shows up, the other servants, he's not let in.
Or
when he
did the
shows up,
servant like go get him and come back with him?
yeah, like a servant went to the that quarter, went and said, "We need this."
Oh,
Yes, so he
just
shows up, but he's not let into the residence. Like the servants say, like someone is here for you, like lords. One of the Ada says that they have business with you.
I think
That it says that you've called on them.
we can go meet him outside. Bring us a bench.
Yeah, so probably the equivalent of like you meet. He doesn't come in the house. He can meet in the garage, like
Yeah.
that kind of a thing. And yeah, so Eyebrows shows up. Eyebrows is a guy in his early 30s, maybe, and he has big bushy eyebrows.
Damn caterpillars up there.
Yeah, he's got some big bushy eyebrows, and he kind of bows to you guys. And in fact, I think he kind of bows, but like keeps his head down for sure. More so than other, like the eye contact's not a big thing in Rokugan. The servants usually don't look at you. Like he very much has like his head like down.
Like more than normal.
I think just Ada like are like the lowest level of like they're not really people.
Are you Eyebrows? I don't know if I can say this boy.
And he says, "Oh, yes, my lord. I heard you've called for me."
We just wanted to ask you a few questions about
Naritoke.
your Tokai-san and her death. We were told that you looked at her corpse and the corpse of True Word. Those are all things that
I
happened.
think Naritoke was a guy, right? I think the one before him was a lady.
Yeah,
so
Matsushita.
That's what fucked up about it. Alright. I've
she's
called
the
her one
retired-
like 6 times.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So
she's the one who wrote the dossier, or part of it.
That's what's going on.
Or assembled it. I don't know. Something
No,
like
she
that.
wrote.
oh yes, my lord. I gave all of I investigated that, or I think he'll say like I took care of the Naritokai Sama's, or I'll just say like the Magistrate Sama's body.
And we heard that there was some things you noticed on it. We were just hoping to hear it from your word, from your mouth.
Say, oh well. As I told the sheriff, it seems as though he was trapped inside his carriage. He'd suffered a few stab wounds and cuts, but it seems as though smoke and the fire is what likely actually killed him.
And he was alone in the carriage, right?
Oh yes, it was a small carriage. He was the only one. He was the only one inside the carriage.
Okay. Was he stabbed with swords, or was it just spears, or what weapon would you say, in your experience?
I only know that he was stabbed with.
Sharp
He was
things.
stabbed. Yeah, he was stabbed like through the walls of the carriage, I think.
Right. And then about True Word, do you have a? This is just a stupid question, but do you have like a guess on how many assailants there must have been?
Oh, most likely, it seemed like there were maybe. He says, "I only can look at get what I can from what I see from the deceased." But it seemed like he'd been stabbed enough times that either someone stabbed him repeatedly from different angles after he died, or he was attacked by a few people.
so gang of people did this crime. Do you have any questions for him? I didn't know if you'd give us anything we wouldn't read.
Yeah, you said there was, did you find out the asset was, like, clothes? Like, for clothes or something?
It was, yeah, I think it was just tanning acid, but like something used in leatherworking, but I'm not sure. Did you, about the acid used to blind you, or did it have a certain smell to it? Did you recognize it from the leatherworking quarter, perhaps?
Oh, he says it smelled like a strong vinegar
Strong vinegar.
smell. So about around the body, he was killed. He hadn't drawn his sword, so I only assume his assailants blinded him, and then with whatever that was, and then were able to kill him before he was able to react.
Do you know if Naratoga had drawn his sword?
In the carriage, I don't know if that would have been possible.
Because he was trapped in the carriage. They stabbed him through the doors with what I assume to be spears. But
So, rather than think like a big, like almost imagine, not quite a palanquin kind of a thing, but it's like, this is pretty small. I think like two people could maybe fit in there, but it'd be pretty tiny.
Gotcha. That makes more sense.
Yeah. Even like a regular carriage, like imagine like trying to draw a sword in a car would be pretty tough to do.
And what happened to the horses pulling it? Were there horses pulling it?
I want to make sure that
his carriage was carried by people.
the harnesses were cut. You know that from your thing. So yeah, there were horses. There was a horse-drawn carriage.
Was the horse ever recovered?
He'll say he doesn't know.
Ooh, you could talk to the horse.
That's the next thing. Question literally everybody. Yeah, I don't know what else to say to him.
There's no reason to be suspicious of him, right?
He worked with, what's his name before?
Naratoga.
No, well, maybe. But he worked with the lady that wrote the original
Matsushi Gecko,
Matsushi Gecko.
Oh, that's right.
He worked with her multiple times.
the Lion Magistrate.
So, I think he's generally like pretty clean. Alright, well thank you very much for answering some of our questions. If we need you more for this, or if there are other crimes and we need your expertise, we will have somebody come get you.
Oh, absolutely.
And then we'll say our names
Bow.
just so he knows. And like, that's kind of that. I don't know what else to ask him.
Okay.
Alright.
Yeah. It's still weird that those Thunder Guard didn't.
Yeah, they're really weird about it. I agree. They're real weird about it.
Well,
Maybe we should just arrest all Thunder Guard.
That will go over perfectly.
There you go.
You gotta get all new guards. They're all arrested.
Yeah, so I guess we confirmed everything we knew before, right? Basically.
Yeah.
Pretty much just reconfirmed, yeah.
So basically, what?
Oh, maybe we could ask. Oh, is there anything you left out of telling the other people?
Oh. I didn't guess that.
You'll say, like I could only tell you what I got from the bodies. I examined them. I don't know where those horses went, but it was in the Little Gate neighborhood. But no, I told the Thunder Guard everything.
Okay.
When they had me look at the bodies.
So the Thunder Guard brought the body to you?
Oh no, I was brought there to examine them.
Maybe the Thunder Guard did it. I don't say this, but
Yeah,
in front of this man.
And
But
there's no way that all these wounds to your expertise seems new, right?
the Thunder Guard like exclusively use spears, right?
I'm sorry. They have Naginata. You've seen a few other groups of them around.
Oh yeah.
And he says true words seem to be stabbed with. How did he describe it here? With short bladed weapons, kama or yari or tanto. So
What are those?
kama are like it looks like almost like a scythe.
Oh, okay.
Yari are spears, and tanto are just knives.
Alright, so pretty much anything.
Yeah.
So I guess that
So he's saying like short,
So yeah, definitely.
whatever the blade was short. Yeah.
Alright.
How long is the blade on those pole arm things?
It's definitely longer than that.
I guess we won't suspect a Thunder Guard.
I don't know. Would you be able to guess how long it between his death and how long it was between his death and the time you were able to get there and examine him?
It was the same day.
He can tell you the hour and the day.
Today, but he's losing. He's going insane.
Yeah.
He thinks Reagan's president.
The hours of the ox and the hare.
Yeah, that is the case on the third day of the month of the snake.
Sure.
But he'll say I think I was called there no more than a few hours later at the most. So he got to the scene pretty soon afterwards.
So a few hours at the most. What would be your estimate?
Was it a few hours or was the guard quick?
And he says,
Just implicate the police force.
and he says,
God.
at the most 2.
At the
Oh,
most
so
2
at the
hours?
most 2 now.
Oh, so
Perhaps.
that's not many.
I can't tell. The fires had gone out, but the crime scene was the bodies were all had only recently passed.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I think that's all. Right? Taiyo?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, yeah.
You hear these guys returning, so this is the next morning, or the next 10 a.m. or something like that. Yeah, you hear a discussion outside, and then these guys come in.
So, how went the expedition out to the Moon Caves?
It was beautiful. It was the most beautiful display the kami have deemed to show us in the world that I've seen this week.
So would
Jeez.
then it be a good headquarters for local bandits? Or were there any signs of that?
There were no signs. It was a very difficult place to reach, and the cave itself was not. It was a landmark of natural beauty, unequipped to house bandits or anybody.
Okay, then
I suppose we're going back to our other plan.
What was the other plan?
We're going to load up a cart with some barrels and be bait and then fight the bandits.
Adji recently came into ownership of a barrel.
Oh, really? Wonderful. That's a good start.
It was full, though he did not intend it to be so.
Interesting. I wonder how that could have happened.
Or getting another one, too.
I offered to empty it, but he declined. Perhaps he could use your assistance.
Did you buy full barrels with the intention of emptying them?
Buy? I look like I'm rich?
Yes, you're a crane, right?
You kind of deliberate, probably.
These were a gift to us.
Oh, to us. What is it filled with then?
No, I mean the barrels. It was supposed to be empty, but it was full by mistake.
Well,
But the barrels
it
are
is all of ours then. No, if it's a gift to us, maybe they filled it on purpose.
barrels
to-
are on loan for us
Oh,
to
they're
save.
alone. I see.
So we will eventually have to return it.
I see.
Should we trade it for empty ones then, so that it doesn't spoil whatever's inside?
Already taken care of it.
No, it's fine.
Good.
You can see
We're getting
him,
an empty
shoving
barrel.
it into his room.
Does he seem suspicious at all or anything?
Yeah, it sounds like you're trying to read him.
suspicious. Very suspicious.
Oh, I finally get an advancement.
No.
8.
8.
It's not an advancement.
All right, so you had to ask one of those questions. So you're gonna have to answer this truthfully.
Oh man, just one of them is your character telling the truth. That's too easy. What does your character intend to do?
Tend to lie.
About what? The barrel?
Yeah, I guess.
Stage an ambush.
With the full barrel of alcohol?
Yeah, I guess with
Sake barrel?
with the contents of the barrel maybe is more of what I'm asking.
The contents of the barrel. I don't know. Don't have any use for poor quality sake. Personally.
Yes, that is true.
If we don't have use for it, then what do you intend to do with it?
I don't know. I'm like hoarding. I have no specific use for it yet. What do you want some?
No, I'm just confused.
I think your clan's the patron of the sake house.
They're not giving me gifts.
Like I said, it wasn't
Giving you.
not really a
It's
gift.
just a weird thing for a cast.
All right. Well, I'll let you enjoy your gift then.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not drinking it. It's crap. It's piss water. I'm sure we'll have a use for it.
I
We could use it to put out fires.
Jesus.
It's pretty watered down.
thought I was beginning to understand the crane with my wife, but they're clearly still a mystery to me.
We like things of high quality. This is not.
Perhaps we could use it to. What do you call it? When you
Get drunk?
get drunk.
That's it.
Nailed it.
Sponsor an event for some organization within the city to favor support for our new positions or a new status of this position. We could get some firemen on our side by giving them some drink they like.
It's true. Ishi and I, when we went to the fisherman's quarter, they were pretty well populated with the firemen, and
This
a
is
place that is full of water.
I like you guys' plan. This seems like the best use for this crap sake.
Yeah. It's getting us some favor with
I
some
approve.
less savory types in this.
Unfortunately, my encounter with some firemen the other day did not result positively for
Yes,
us.
this is true.
Maybe next time when you have your sake in your hands, the outcome will be different.
Yes, and if there's ever a fire and a fist fight again, the firemen under our favor might be willing to do as we ask more readily.
It's not not a bad idea.
Were there any leads while we were away into any of the mysteries of the city?
So
Not
much.
seriously. We met with Ample, but he wasn't a lot of help, even though we know that he is somehow connected to those that killed Narutoka-sama.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were only able to really confirm things we already knew.
Yes. But I'm sure that if we find out who Ample's truly connected to, that it will help us.
My impression was he was just a Ronin for hire.
Yeah.
It didn't seem like he was connected to anyone in particular, except for Narutoga himself.
No, it's just when I spoke to the what's the man name? That's not the leader of the unicorns, but he's the leader of the unicorns.
Ide Baronato.
When I spoke to Ide
The ambassador.
when I spoke to the ambassador, he confided in me that he thinks that Ample is connected to people that could have killed Narutoka-sama. So
Well,
the only other people he knew he was really connected with is Prior of the Lean Meats. Lean Meat?
Mm-hmm. You got it.
God, that's him.
well, that might be true, but there is, deserved or not, a reputation for Ronin of being criminals. Maybe he was just leaning on that,
maybe
leaning meat
true.
on that.
Oh. That's maybe true. But anyway, I think we should focus on this bandage right now.
Yeah.
And then-
After meeting Ample too, he doesn't seem like much of a.
Yeah, I don't think he's a real criminal mastermind, that's for sure.
No.
Could you interrogate his boss?
A little bit.
I did meet him. He seemed. Get it? Sorry.
God.
No, he seemed to have nothing to do with it either.
Yeah.
Would you agree?
There's nothing that we talked about that would give me suspicions, however,
Did you believe him?
we did not truly interrogate him about anything to do with Narutoka-sama, as far as I remember.
Yeah, kind of forget. Yeah, we were just trying to get Ample.
But if we have to talk to him again, it won't be difficult. We have reached a connection with him. He's a contact in that side of the city now.
So the people involved in Naritoki's murder is connected through Ample, and you want to be connected with Ample.
Yeah, not really. I just want to find out who Ample's connected to. It
Yeah, I
doesn't
feel-
seem super useful. I'm not saying anything against Ample,
Yeah, I
of
feel
course, but
his boss would be more useful to us.
by far, Ample's kind
Although
of.
Ample seems strong enough, it could be.
That's what he's got going for him. He's strong.
Has anyone spoken with any of the firemen specifically about the death of our predecessor?
Not yet. We still have to check out Little Gate and the firemen that control that section of town.
Yeah, the fireman presence, it seems. Now that's kind of my best guess. One of these, maybe cross one of these gangs. Or that could be a red herring too, just because it was also lit on fire. It seems a little too obvious, but they also don't seem very subtle.
Well, they must be involved to some degree if there was fire involved, because then it would be within their purview to put out the fire.
Yeah, of
That's a
course.
good point. We could at least ask
They
them.
might not have had enough time, though. The carriage was actually doused with an oil that lit on fire. It was actually sabotaged here in the compound. Somebody must have snuck in and done it.
But if any of them responded to any degree, they would have been on the scene.
This is true. Nonetheless, we must go up to the Little Gate and ask those that were there.
Perhaps after the sake party.
Yes.
That is a really good idea.
We need to have a
So good,
second
I'm going to write it down.
No, we should. But I think we're going to go forward with this plan to ambush the, what are they called? Bandits. If everybody's up for it. Now that we have Aji's barrels.
Wait, why do we do the bandits? Our primary objective is to investigate the murder, right?
Well, we have a bunch of things we have to take care of. We just have to uphold lawfulness in the city, and the bandits are lawlessness incarnate.
It's like main quest, murder. So, secondary quest.
Well, we have a really good idea on how to deal with the bandit. Not so with this murder. So yeah.
What if we find out the boss of the firemen, the Little Gate firemen, is someone powerful, like Sako, the deputy, the sheriff?
I don't know.
That could be a pretty interesting fact right there.
Maybe some stones are better left unturned.
I don't know about that, I
Perhaps,
think.
but I think we'll eventually have to look at every detail to find out who did this crime.
Yeah, I do think these bandits are important too, at least as an immediate threat. I think we'll just save us face with the positions face to solve this murder.
Yes, we're definitely reaching some resistance based on the fact that we're almost unknown for our achievements in these parts. I think it'd be good for the whole group of us. We'd be able to feel a bit more respect.
So, what do you think we might need for this ambush then?
The ambush?
We need a caravan of some sort, yeah. Did you get barrels or did you also get a caravan?
Yeah. Caravan?
Should be able to hire some.
We could hire those, no problem.
Yeah. We have
When do you think we should set this up?
kind of assumed we were doing it soon.
Be careful who we hire because they may be related to the bandits.
This is true.
If we hire a caravan for the purpose of ambushing the bandits who attack, they would never attack if they know what we're up to.
Perhaps we should send Aji with promise of actually needing a real caravan, and we can staff it with ourselves and a couple courtiers or whatever, servants.
Oh, servants, yeah. Yeah, like
That way, it looks as though we're trying, as though Aji approach as almost a businessman.
Yeah, it seems, like I was saying during our last meeting, what? They're giving the impression, unless it's some kind of ruse, that they're unicorn, since they were attacking mostly Scorpion, and they were all good horse riders. So maybe if we
say unicorn, but
maybe if we if it seems like it's a Scorpion
caravan, that could go
caravan
well.
or something.
Yeah.
Or maybe if you employ one of the Scorpion people to give you a caravan.
The barrels are marked with the scorpion emblem.
Are they?
Yeah.
That's good.
Perfect.
It's a wonderful start.
That barrel that you just got is not marked at all.
It's not marked? I thought it was marked by the brand name.
Well, the sake house they have is the Shining Cup.
The Shining Cup.
But yeah, the barrel that you got was not marked.
So he says they're all marked, and
They're marked.
at least one is not,
So we can just not have said that.
I guess.
But yeah, so we can. If you get a caravan, just make sure that it's well known that you're getting this caravan, and maybe ask for one of the Scorpion merchants.
Yeah. That seems like a good plan.
Right. Just put the Shining Cup logo on the barrel.
That works. Yeah. As long as we look like a real trading company is under it.
Yeah, I signed their travel papers.
All right.
They are actually traveling.
Makes sense.
Well, they're traveling by boat, right?
Told you.
I'm not saying that in character, but
But it is
to
true.
make sure we don't have a continuity error.
Yes.
Okay.
They are traveling by boat. We are not.
That's why we get to borrow their stuff. Because they're not there.
That sounds like thievery.
We're borrowing it.
How much are you saying in character? All that?
Every
None of
word.
it, because I didn't actually say the other part.
Gotcha.
Right.
All right, then. It seems you've set up the this
Yeah.
caravan. When should we go?
Tomorrow? Today? Now? 2 seconds ago?
Sure.
We've got a dinner party tonight, and
Can
I think it'll take at least a couple days to set up.
All right. Which of the many dinner parties and meetings do we want to have first?
I think I set it up for Ishi first.
Sure.
So, well, I think before the dinner or something, while we're preparing, I talked to Hikari, my wife,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he's just mostly going to say, "Oh, remember when you first came to the Bayushi to the castle or whatever, or the place I live at?"
Sure.
And we were talking about how I wanted to be an actor, and we would practice acting for fun. I think tonight you should play the role of the scared damsel. I think you'll know what I mean.
Sure. So this is before the.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
kind of shit is DJ setting up?
And then the dinner.
Jesus.
Okay.
I don't know if
Sure.
we need like a whole situation, because there's one thing I want to happen, but I don't know. Is there anything that you're trying to
I
do?
don't think need now. Not really.
Yeah, I think
So, but this is the dinner party with Taiyo, his wife, and Ishi.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Hikari is her name. She-
Hikari.
Hikari, I think, prepares. She doesn't do it herself, but plans a nice, small, like, dinner, but like multiple courses, that kind of thing. Has like drinks brought in. Could try to, if you wanted. She's a crane, right? Yeah, she's a crane. Say she has.
Birds.
Yeah, just a bunch of nice, like a nice food and a lot of nice food and drink brought in. So it's like a multi-course meal, a lot of food and drink, kind of a stuff where it's like, oh, different tea or different like alcohol that goes with each, that like pairs with each thing.
All right.
Yeah, and I think maybe at one point, like, we'll bring the twins out. It's like, here are my sons. There's
They look nothing
Yeah.
like that's not.
I don't know very much.
All right.
Yeah, and I think as dinner's kind of winding down, we'll say, oh, and I suppose, Hikari, could you tend to the boys and put them to bed, as Ishi and I now might take this opportunity to talk about business?
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Yeah.
And she and one of the servants take the kids off.
It's like I'll pour like extra sake or something. We've probably had a few cups already, and without like looking, I'll be like, sipping from the sake and just. So I know you have you've met me before, I believe, before I was assigned here.
Yes, it was quite a long time ago now. I was traveling with my family, and you were had a duel in the city that I was in, the city that we were visiting, and I decided to. I was nearby at the time, and I decided to watch.
Did you
That's
see?
the thing that happened.
Did you see Taiyo, or did you
No,
just
just-
heard? I know,
Oh.
but like, did you see Taiyo, or
I
did you
saw
just
the
hear about it?
original one.
Okay, because I can't remember what we
Taiyo.
said. Okay.
I saw the OG Taiyo fight. Well, I didn't like meet him. I didn't know him. I saw him fight.
Yeah, and I suspect that in our meeting in the Ryoko Owari that you were suspicious. Maybe that wasn't quite the same person. Wasn't quite the same as I was back then.
Yeah, you just carry yourself. What can I say, Taiyo? You just seem to carry yourself differently. Maybe it's all the years that have passed, but you didn't seem like the same warrior that I'd seen fight that day.
Well, no, I think. Oh yeah, I have a mask over my face, so maybe it's like just unhooked sometimes whenever I drink from it, and so it's just like kind of hanging. Sometimes instead of like secured really tightly. And Taiyo will say, "Well, no, now that we're working so closely, I know that it's very important that there's no secrets between us, and I do wanna. I think now that we've been working so closely, I can trust you, and I want to reveal to you that I have been keeping something.
Oh.
I know as Crab, you understand. I think working on the wall that some things are better left hidden, lest evil be brought to light. And I think you'll understand that you did meet me, but my name then was Suki, and I'm going to take this mask off."
Dun dun dun.
I'm like, I was Taiyo's sister.
Then where is Taiyo?
Unfortunately, I had to kill him.
You had to kill your brother?
Yeah, it was, I hate to say it, but speaking about my own brother, but he was an evil man. You might have noticed the apprehension that my wife had with visitors. He was a very cruel man, especially to her, and I felt that I had to save her from my own brother's hand, and to save face with the family, I took up his role.
So you are a warrior.
It's true.
We're doing this ambush thing. Are you fit to join us in this ambush?
Well, I think I hope that I've proven myself valuable to this team. He had been dead. They don't bury their dead, right? It's like his ashes.
Everybody's cremated. Yeah.
His ashes had been scattered when Taiyo got this position, and I'd like to think that part of that was based on how dutiful I am. I think that just like Yugure isn't a warrior, but also it's very useful. But it's true, I don't think I could use katana as well as you or most others.
How long have you been masquerading as Taiyo?
Since the boys were born.
So like 5 years? I don't know.
I think I said they were like a year.
Yeah, so
a year or two.
Oh, so not super long. Okay.
It's like a year or two, yeah.
All right. Well, not gonna lie. This is a lot to process. I had a feeling you weren't quite the man who I thought you were. But this is a large change. However, you've proven yourself in the past month of working together that you're a resourceful individual. So I will not reveal your secret to the others. But don't put the team in harm's way because of this.
No, and I think, like I said, I hope that I've proven to you that I take this duty very seriously.
Of course. I'm just saying, don't. I know that you have to pretend to be a warrior, but don't let that get anybody killed.
Yes, that's. I'll admit that's another reason I thought to tell you. I hope that. Sorry to burden you, but I hope that you can help keep the secret too, especially with your capable military
I will,
acumen.
Yeah, I will keep it in mind. Thank you very much for telling me. But I'm gonna be like a little bit like taken aback and be like, yeah. I'm gonna say like that's the last we talk about that for the night.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any rolls you want to try and make against me?
I guess I
don't know
should
if there is.
try to see if I like.
Just.
I mean, I know like real life you're telling the truth. So it doesn't make sense to make a roll to see if you're telling the truth.
Also in real life, if you target me with a move, you get an experience. I'm trying to look out for you.
It's true. However,
I don't know if there'd be any.
I don't know
that you
what I
actually
would-
want to do.
yeah.
You just end up asking further questions if you want. Or it could be the kind of thing that you don't ask in character, but you figure it out through a glance or a look, or the tone of the voice.
When's the last time you've been with a man?
There you go.
Since my sons were born.
I don't know. I don't think I want to read a person or do
Okay.
any of those things. I don't think.
No problem.
I think that this is enough new information for Ishi.
Ishi's spooked.
Ishi's pretty spooked. This is some pretty unacceptable shit.
Does that mean I could be a woman?
My 30 cents.
These are Ishi's inner thoughts.
My son, the third, but everyone calls him Turd.
Yes. they do. Would you rather drive to the Gump? The Gump. Would you rather drive to Bubba Gump Shrimp? No.
Gump Forest.
No one would
Absolutely
because
not.
it's terrible. But now Bubba Gump offers delivery. It's still bad, but you're at home already, closer to your toilet. For the Gump diarrhea. Gump, drop a shrimp.
Well, there goes their sponsorship.
Damn it.
Damn it.
I
You fucked up.
I pulled it out at the end.
I don't know. I'm sold.
So,
I'm gonna go give me some bubblegum
My
shrimp.
toilet is right there.
How'd he know?
all right. So you're on your spaceship 700 years in the future.
Okay, maybe a little
You
later.
gotta edit it
All
a
right.
little bit. Just a
Rein
tad
it,
bit.
rein it in.
Right,
Okay.
Jesus.
Roll to see who wakes up first.
Is this a high roll competition?
Yeah.
Whoever rolls the highest prime number wakes up first. What'd you get, Andrew?
3.
That's 4.
What?
It's not a prime number.
Oh. You got 6? All right. Neither of you ever wake up.
Oh shit.
Okay, so
Well, died out there?
you know what I'm talking about from. Yeah.
Like one that would be under the chin of one of those big cold place dogs?
I think you're thinking Coldplay Dog, and his name is Chris Martin, and he's very handsome. I wouldn't call him a dog.
We might be thinking of the other Coldplay then.
Talking about St. Bernard?
It sounds familiar.
So
Alright, anyway.
yeah, so
Yeah.
a giant barrel, more like one that a homeless or a cartoon character that's lost all their clothes would have to walk around in. Okay. Yeah, now I know what you're talking about.
Really?
I do REM meditation.
Everybody hurts sometime. Nailed it. So,
Do they like sing and dance when no one important's looking and like have fun and love their children and
Or no, it's just
and the
a.
one Edda Woody is upset that there's another Edda named Buzz who's going to usurp his position.
I'm just imagining like the podlings from the Dark Crystal.
Mm.
And we have,
All the
like,
girls have wings. Is that them?
No, those are the Gelflings. The Podlings have
City of
like their little
Lies
village
is
where like they're the slaves to the
Tone as
Skeksis,
Kakita
but they like
Oh, those little like
Brandon
hobbit
as
creatures?
Ishi.
kind of they're like
Skeksis
hobbits,
show up
as
in the
Ishi
lake.
Like
Taiyo.
worm hobbits?
gnomes,
Andrew
or
as Agasha
mushroom
Yugure.
people, trolls
And
or
Austin
something.
as your game
It's a
master.
damn puppet show.
The theme music for City of Lies is
Anyway.
Mission of Danger by Lobo
Something
Loco.
sounds like a bunghole remaining closed.
Yeah, the hour of the last owl.
The Hour of the Bung. And
Additional music for this episode includes Fire by The Inventors. This American Dice Ryoko Owari City of Lies uses the City of Lies box set by Greg Stolz, published by Alderac Entertainment Group. The mechanics used is a modified PBTA system by Brendan Taylor of Galileo Games. Join us next time for more This American Dice.